Is Survivor 49 actually racist? Well, the answer is a resounding no, but there are a bunch of absolute doofuses out there who for some reason think that it is. So, in this video, I will be going over why it is not. And the reason all of the bozos online are saying that this season is racist is because after we hit the merge, all of the last four boots were all black players. And you would think it would be a good thing that they all made merge and didn't go out pre-merge, but I guess not. But really quickly, let's go over those four black players that were voted off back to back to back to back to see what their gameplays were like. The first person up is Nate, the merge boot of Survivor 49. And now I actually really freaking like Nate. Dude was such a swag dad. Nate's gameplay was actually pretty good. He was in the majority alliance on his starting tribe, but unfortunately, when Merge hit, everyone thought that alliance was mega scary wary and wanted to take out Nate because they thought he was the head of the alliance. And an important thing to remember is that the players who voted with Nate to take out Steven were Rizzo, Savannah, and Sophie, none of which are black, and the players that did vote to take out Nate were MC, Christina, Jawan, and Alex, which are all POCs. But I'm sure they'll still find a way to be the victim. And then the next player voted off was MC, by far the biggest bozo on this list. MC was not a good player at all whatsoever, and honestly she is very lucky she never went to tribal council pre-merge. This absolute doofus dork makes it to the merge, gets a freaking idol, makes a plan to take out Nate with other players, and then shows all of those players that she doesn't freaking trust them at all by using her idol on herself to negate 0 freaking votes, and then throws her entire freaking game down the drain because she hears that Jawan might get a single vote at the next tribal council. Oh no. Ah, yes, because it's actually illegal for two black players to go home back to back. And then goes on interviews and makes it seem like she was voted off based on her skin color. Ah, yes, because she can't freaking take any accountability and just accept she was absolutely freaking dog water at the game of Survivor. And then the next person voted off was Alex, aka Yapperoni and Cheese, aka most boring man on the season, aka Shrek and Obama's baby. I mean, like, Alex wasn't that good at the game either. Like, bro needed an idol to make it through the pre-merge. And bro was playing the middle, so apparently obvious that literally anyone from a 55-mile radius could see what bro was doing. And then he was asked in an interview if he thought the same way as MC did, and he like just yapped like, well, maybe, but no, but also I could see that reasoning, but also I could see why people would not see that reasoning as well, but then also maybe like theoretically in the theoretical sense of the apparition of the Hawaiian people. And the newest boot of Survivor 49 is Jawan, and out of the four, Jawan is definitely my favorite, and I was super mega sad to see him get absolutely obliterated out of the game. But if we're being completely honest, Jawan wasn't that good at the game either. I mean, like, bro was a dead man walking for like nearly the entirety of the pre-merge. And for some reason, he kept choosing to not take Rizzo out, even though he's one of the biggest threats left in the game. Also, Jawan voted for the other three, so I guess Jawan's racist. I honestly think the biggest crime that has happened is the fact that freaking Christina, the crustacean, is the only black player left in the game. Why the heck is she the last representation, brother? This has gotta be one of the freaking worst players I ever saw with my eyeballs. I think, honestly, the last tribal council sums up Christina's game perfectly. She wastes her idol, her target doesn't go home, and then she proceeds to celebrate because she wasn't voted off. Obviously you weren't gonna get voted off. You played a freaking idol, you moron! Yeah, but whoever's being serious and saying that the season is racist has got to be doing a bunch of freaking drugs. And now I thought it'd be fun to look at some tweets from the bozos trying to call this season racist. And of course the first tweet is none other from freaking the idiot MC herself. Maybe y'all understand what I was trying to avoid now, LOL. What? Fellow absolutely atrocious players getting voted off like yourself? Yeah. What? Cool. I'm happy he is gone, but why are the first 4 members of the jury black? Survivor needs to do better to prevent this from happening. I'm sorry, what the heck? What is Survivor gonna do? What? Literally the only way Survivor could prevent this is by casting less black people. Unless you seriously think Survivor should make it to where they can't vote off black people back to back, which would be absolutely stupid. I don't understand. They're mad if the black players are pre-merged, and they're also mad if they make the jury. Do they just expect a black person to win every single freaking season? I don't understand. I am so done with this racist season and despise Savannah and Rizzo with a passion, truly. Ah, yes. Because Rizzo and Savannah targeted players that were gunning for them, that makes them racist. Okay. Also, based on this person's profile picture, they definitely do some freaky stuff with their dogs and or cats. Survivor 49 only voting out black people is crazy. Well, that is crazy, bro. I didn't know that Nicole, Annie, Jeremiah, Matt, Jason, and Shannon were all black. I had absolutely no freaking idea, not gonna lie. They're very, very fair-skinned for being black. So pushing for another black person to go 2 episodes in a row is weird. I'm sorry, I had to do my 4th grader voice because there's no way the person that made this tweet is any older than that. I don't understand how anyone that doesn't actually have brain damage can't understand that Rizzo isn't freaking targeting people based on skin tone, but based on who's freaking targeting him? Jawan has flip-flopped on Rizzo over and over again. Is he just supposed to be okay with that? Person said 5 black players made the jury and now 4 have been voted off in a row, which is true. And then, honestly, probably one of the stupidest Survivor players in existence, James Jones, says, "It is just a fact. Let the MAGA Survivor fans start, LOL." Honestly, if you look at James' Twitter, he might actually be the stupidest player in Survivor history. Now I understand how bro was stupid enough to vote for Cassidy to win the game. Ah, yes. Anyone who doesn't outright call the players racist for playing the game are MAGA. Are you actually an idiot, brother? And then self-explained that the reason they switched their vote to Jawan is because in a secret scene that wasn't in the actual show, she actually looked through Christina's bag and saw she had the idol, and then this absolute idiot says, "Do you enjoy voting out black players?" even though Soph had nothing to do with Nate or MC being voted off. So are you actually a moronic doofus brain? Well guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments if you think this season is racist or not. And make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
Black people
will be very sad and feed us the steakest. Will be make it glad and make sure to comment about how much Survivor sucks and about how Liz loves Applebee's even though it's butt, and hit the notification bell because if you don't, like you says, it will be a big mistake. And David the doofus will throw milk in your face, and then Stinky Sue will take a poo all over your shoes.
Hey everybody, this is Bruce here for Season 45 Survivor. Now, I, Bruce, the greatest Survivor player to ever exist, demand that all of you subscribe to Meme View, that's M-E-M-E, View, and hit the like button, or, if you don't, you end up like me on Season 44, alright? You don't want that, do you? Peace!